Hey everybody, who would have thought that this could really happen? Me, retired to the Philippines and survived 3 full years here. Wow, what a journey I've gone through. My first 3 years here in the Philippines have been great. There's been some ups and there's been some downs. But as I look forward to the fourth year coming up, there's three reasons why I think that my first 3 years I have been able to survive here and enjoy my life here and call it a success. I can call myself a winner, not a loser, but a winner. And the three reasons are, and there's many possible reasons, but three major reasons are: one, I've kept my health. I've had no serious injuries, no serious health issues. Number two, financial stability, financial freedom. And we'll get more into that during the course of the video, but I think that is one of the top reasons, and it is the top reason, why you can survive here in the Philippines and have a great retirement. And the other reason is my relationship with Janet. I've been blessed to have Janet, found her after a short period of time here in the Philippines, and we've been together ever since we first met back in May of 2022. We spent a year together, lived together, enjoyed life together, and after a year, we decided let's go ahead and get married and make this a total committed relationship. Now, as I talk about the financial end of it, coming here to the Philippines, I've been lucky. When I got here, the peso was 50 pesos to the dollar. And now it's 57, 58 pesos to the dollar. So I've had a 15% increase in my ability to buy things. Also, being on Social Security during these last 3 or 4 years, there have been years where I've gotten an 8% increase in my Social Security. Another year it was almost 6%. So almost 15% increase in the last 3 or 4 years here in the Philippines. So I've increased the total amount of dollars I get by 15% or more. And I've also increased my spending power. The ability to take a dollar and turn it into pesos has increased from 50 to 57, 58, at sometimes 59 pesos to the dollar. So financially, I've been very lucky in that aspect. And as I talk about my relationship with Janet, one of the things having a YouTube channel that Janet and I have decided to do together and have formed a successful business partnership doing this is we've met a lot of people that come here to the Philippines. They want to have coffee. They want to sit and talk. Some of them want to just email back and forth, some on Facebook Messenger, and we chit chat. But the biggest question I get from so many guys out there in YouTube land, as I want to call it, ones who leave comments on the videos, is how can I meet someone like Janet? Does Janet have any sisters or female cousins that are single and looking for a foreigner? Well, guys, I can't introduce you to any single women here in the Philippines if I don't know you. And just because you're a subscriber to the channel, maybe you're even a channel member, I don't know you well enough to introduce you to one of Janet's relatives or friends that are single. But most of her relatives, most of her sisters, most of her cousins, and her friends are all in relationships. Now, when I talk to Janet's friends who are single and other single women here in Dumaguete area, the vast majority of them are on dating sites. And here is a little clip from the video I did with Heidi where she talks about how some of her friends use dating sites. And I'll leave a link to that video down in the description. I'll also leave it at the end of this video. And also I'll pin it in the comment section.
Yeah, a lot of them will approach the guys, but I can tell you a lot of them are also on really dating apps. Like this is where you can filter, who you're meeting and who you're talking to. Before you meet these people, like, vet them before meeting. And you will see, because a lot of these dating apps, like, I can't believe I'm talking about dating apps, Mike.
The dating sites, the only dating site I recommend is Christian
Filipina,
Filipina.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you will see their level of education, what they're interested in, their hobbies. It's all there actually, and they're if they have a bio that's like interesting, then these are people that you should talk to. But like, don't meet them right away. Try to like have a conversation with them, to make sure that you are meeting someone quality, because you will know right off the bat if it's actually a quality person.
So if you're looking for a quality Filipina, get on Christian Filipina. It's the only dating site that we recommend. Anyway, guys, as for success here in the Philippines, the financial freedom that I received by coming here with a small amount of money, my Social Security pension, and how far the dollar goes has led me to financial freedom. When I was in the U.S., my last 10 years, I was making between 50 and 70,000 USD a year. I was living a good middle-class style of life, but I was not able to save any money. The cost of living was too high. My standards of living, my quality of life that I wanted was higher. And so it cost a lot more. I wanted a new truck. I wanted good furniture. I wanted to live in a nice apartment. You know, I did not want to take any shortcuts. When I went out to eat, I would eat at nice restaurants. I would buy quality food. I never took a shortcut, and I was my fault not being able to save any money. You know, there's a lot of guys out there who eat red beans and rice every day to save money to come here to the Philippines. I wasn't disciplined like that. I enjoy a different standard of life. And this is what coming to the Philippines did for me. I was able to live a quality Western style life here and also save money and live at a lower cost of living. I was able to live here on less money, far less money than I could back in the US. I went from that 70,000 a year down to 25,000 a year, and I have more money left over. I have an increase in my savings off of living off my Social Security here. So it's quite the jump. As for the cost of living, the way you can save money here and really have an enjoyable life. You can choose to live in more expensive areas of the Philippines. You can live in BGC, Makati, some of the bigger cities, or you can live in some middle-sized cities, which would be Dumaguete, Bacolod, or even out in Leyte or Ormoc. But that's a little bit more provincial, and you can save more and more money. But the quality that you choose, the Western style living deteriorates the farther away from the big cities you get, the more you're outside the expat bubble. Dumaguete is a big expat bubble. It has a lot of places you can live here with Western style amenities, but they cost more money than, say, in an Ormoc or a Dipolog. Here, you're going to pay 400 to 600, maybe even more for a nice house to rent. If you want a pool, you're going to pay more. If you want a large condo or a large apartment, you might have to pay 400 to 600 a month, depending on where you get it. So, but it's so much cheaper than back home in the U.S. The cost of living here, the financial freedom I got, has made it possible for me to be a successful expat here in the Philippines. Also, the ability on YouTube. Now, guys, I'll share with you what we're going to do with YouTube here in the next year or two, but I'm able to make some extra money on YouTube, which helps me live a better style of life here. You know, I go out and I buy ribeye steaks. They're in the freezer. I buy quality meat. I buy quality items. I go to Belcrest. I buy American brand items also, and they're a little bit more expensive. And we go out to eat from time to time, and it costs a little bit more. The amount of money Janet and I spend per month when we're staying in Dumaguete, our budget is roughly $2,200 US per month. That's my budget here when we stay in Dumaguete. When we travel expenses add up, and thank God for YouTube. That's helped me pay for my travel to Cebu, to Iloilo, and Bohol, and other destinations here in the Philippines. Another thing that caused me to be successful here in the Philippines is Janet, the relationship I have with Janet. I found a great partner in Janet. When I was in the U.S. the last 2 years, this is during the pandemic, and I said to myself, I'm going to find a reason not to move to the Philippines because it passed my date. I wanted to come here when I was 66 in 2019, but because of circumstances, I couldn't come. And it was almost 2022, I was just getting ready to turn 68. I was in fear that I was too old to come here. So at 66, I said to myself, I'm going to give this time to find an American woman, somebody here in the States to have a relationship with and to settle down here in America. Well, all during the pandemic, I searched New Mexico, Las Vegas, Phoenix, some parts of Texas. I couldn't find anybody. Was I too picky? Probably. But is there a reason why you shouldn't be picky? No, there isn't. You need to find the right person for you. I'm not a great looking guy, but I definitely didn't want to date a 70-year-old woman. I'm sorry. I did not want to date a woman in her 60s. I wanted somebody younger. Even in the States, I was looking for women in their early 40s, mid 40s. That seemed to be the range of good looking women still that I was compatible with. But I'd never found anybody. When I came to the Philippines, I was tripping over these women every day. When I was living in Bohol, the girl that I was talking to online, beautiful young woman, spent time with me, showed me around the island. I just had a great time. Other women that I met there in Bohol, they were in their 20s, early 30s, just had a great time with all of them. But none of them clicked as somebody I wanted to be permanently with. They were all girls that were right for that day, right for that weekend, but they weren't right for the rest of my life. So I decided to come to Dumaguete. And once I came to Dumaguete, I fell in love with the city. It was even cheaper to live in Dumaguete than it was to live in Alona Beach area, Panglao. The cost of living in Dumaguete was much cheaper than the tourist bubble of Alona Beach. So I was able to find a place to rent for 16,000 pesos a month, under $300 a month, fully furnished, and it included cable television and the Wi-Fi. From there, I was able to meet Janet. I met Janet online. She lived nearby. Matter of fact, she worked right down the street from where I lived. And we started chatting online. We did a couple of video chats. She finally, after about 4 or 5 days of nonstop talking, I got her to stop by the apartment and visit with me. The negative thing of my first few months here in the Philippines was I never learned how to ride a motorbike. I did not know how to ride a scooter, as easy as they are to ride. If you've never driven one, and you come here to the Philippines and you see the traffic and the no red lights and no stop signs, it sort of puts a little fear in you to start driving, doing it the first time. And Janet was so nice. I already bought a bike, but I had yet to find somebody to teach me how to ride it. Janet showed me how to ride it. She was my instructor. And we developed a bond and a friendship and a relationship that's lasted all these 3 years, almost 3 full years with Janet. And it's been great. And we lived together for a year before we decided to marry. And I'm going to tell you guys, spend minimum of a year with somebody, living with them before you make that commitment to marry. It's so expensive to divorce or separate, and awkward. It's just an awkward thing to do. And when you're in retirement age, you're 65 or older, and you're with a girl that's in her 20s or 30s, and you break up with her, this is her home city. You're the visitor here. A lot of us guys will get on the boat and go to another city. So be very careful with that long-term commitment. Make sure she's the right one for you. A lot of these guys that break up, they become stories on one of my YouTube videos. So really, use your common sense, your street smarts, figure out if that's the right girl for you. Health-wise, I've been so lucky health-wise here that I haven't had any major problems, even though I think I do have some problems. I do have a heart issue. I have not had a heart attack. No one has told me I need stents or anything, but one of the valves is bigger than the other. They want to monitor that. I have to go back for some more testing. It's a little bit of a concern whenever anybody mentions to me issues with my heart. I do have an enlarged liver, fatty liver as they call it, and I do have an enlarged prostate. I take medicine for that. The liver, I think that's my diet. I'm a heavy guy, 40 pounds overweight. I could use to lose 40 pounds. Easier said than done. Send me all your diet suggestions like a lot of guys have been doing, the carnivore diet, the keto diet, cucumber diet, whatever they are. It's hard to do here in the Philippines, especially this carnivore diet. Let me talk a little bit about the carnivore diet. I've tried it many times, And you get up and it's good, satisfying food. You say, hey, I'm going to have some eggs and bacon this morning. Who doesn't want eggs and bacon for breakfast every day? And then for lunch, you get yourself some ground beef, you get yourself some chicken, some more protein items, some meat. And then you do the same at dinner time. Well, after dinner now is the hard part. It's that 6 o'clock to bedtime that you really have to work hard at staying away from any kind of carbs. Cookies are around, they have biscuits, rice, bread is everywhere. They have little bakery shops everywhere, and it's so hard. And if you're not super disciplined, it's hard not to eat these carb items that are against being on the carnivore diet. You shouldn't be eating bread, rice, and such. But the rice is filling, the bread is filling. Pure protein is not filling, and it's something you really have to work at. I see a lot of guys fall off of it, then go back on and fall off and get back on. I've only seen a couple of guys who have really changed their body based on carnivore diets, but they're gym rats. So I think a high protein diet and working out at the gym you need the balance of the two. Just to be on pure carnivore diet and not doing the exercise and putting the work in, I think it's a recipe for failure. I think you're going to eat too many calories, because no matter what you eat, if you're taking in more calories than you're burning, you're going to gain weight. So that diet is really hard for me. Even though I love steak, I love chicken, I just found it hard. And a lot of you guys are going to tell me different. But the other health issues, they say my blood pressure has gone down. A lot of guys tell me the blood pressure has gone down. And the number one reason why your blood pressure goes down is you're taking a lot of Viagra, Cialis, ED medications, because you're finding a lot of young girls to be with. That lowers your blood pressure, and it gives you a false sense that your blood pressure is lowering because of natural reasons. And you find yourself having high blood pressure later on. You need to stay on your meds for your high blood pressure. But because I am lucky that nothing major's happened, I haven't fallen off my bike, I haven't fallen down steps, I haven't had a broken bone, I haven't had a seriously sprained ankle or anything of that nature. It has made my stay here productive, because I haven't had any medical issues to deal with. And you guys all know, once you start going to the hospital on a regular basis for simple problems and then more serious problems, it becomes a revolving door, and it can really take away the fun of your retirement life and put a crimp on your happiness here in the Philippines. But after 3 years, the joys I've had through my relationship, the savings of money, and also, the benefits of doing YouTube. I can't believe how much YouTube I've done and how nice it is to be doing YouTube. We meet a lot of friends. We meet a lot of people on YouTube, and they come into town and we meet them. We meet their girlfriend. We meet their wife. Maybe they're a solo traveler. Maybe they're a slow traveler. Some are younger, some are older. We make a lot of good friends, and we would never have made these friends without the commitment that we have to YouTube. I'm going to tell a lot of you guys, if you don't have a hobby when you come here, and I mean a serious hobby, if you're a motorcycle enthusiast and you do buy a nice bike and you go traveling around the islands, that's great. If you have a hobby like you like snorkeling and scuba diving and you do it a lot, or if you're a hiker and you love going to different places, hiking to different waterfalls, up different mountain trails, that's great too. But you need something to keep you active. You need something to get you up in the morning and to do it. And the best thing to do is to find a group of friends who do the same thing. They have the same hobbies of you, they have the same interests as you do. And it could be as simple as a bicycle club. Maybe it's mountain biking, or maybe it's road biking. You join a group and you do something like that once a week. You need something to keep the boredom away. But 3 years here in the Philippines, I feel blessed. We're going on year number 4. What does year number 4 hold for me here in the Philippines? Well, we bought the property. We have this house build coming up. We have the land. I got the survey completed the other day. I have what they call a vicinity map. It shows you exactly where the property is. It gives you longitude, latitude. and the size of the property. I'm going to take that to the permit office here in Valencia, the builder, the head engineer, and start getting the permits for building a fence, building the structure. Tomorrow, we're hoping to meet up with some friends and get introduced to an architect. I need to get a drawing of the house that I want to build on the property, and also a couple rental studios that Janet and I are planning to put on the property also. This is what our plans are. And we're going to put all of that on Janet's channel, Philippine Life with Janet. So in the next coming weeks, hopefully we start getting some information that we can post. Lately, we haven't gotten any information, so I just don't want to post dead air. So I'm waiting till I have something concrete to talk to you about. I'm not worried about scammers on the property. I think the owners are very nice people. They've been very cooperative so far. And we're just going to take this step by step, one day at a time. And our time frame is the end of 2026. So we're going to use the money we earned from YouTube to help pay for the property. Well, it's already paid for the property, but to help pay for the build and the construction cost. That's something that we're hoping we can maintain our community on YouTube, and we can keep putting out quality content that people watch, and that YouTube stays alive and doesn't go broke in the meantime. Can use, got to keep that income rolling in, guys. Also, travel plans. We are planning to go up to Iloilo for another trip. I do want to get to Davao. Those are the only two cities I really want to go visit. I've never been to Davao. I want to go back to Iloilo, meet some new friends that we have there. As for traveling out of the country, I don't think so. We're doing the 13A. We're in the probation period, and in the next 2 months, I need to apply for the permanent 13A. And once I have that, all my visa problems are gone. Thank God for HEIDI helping me out with that. Again, I'm going to put a link to a couple of videos with HEIDI at the end of this video. Just click on those. One is the dating, what Filipino women look for in dating men, and also one is about 13A or SRRV, which one's better. If you're a married man and you might be getting a divorce, don't get a 13A, get the SRRV. It's better for you. So guys, leave me any comments down below. Leave any questions. And let's hope I can do a video next year of 4 good years here in the Philippines. It's been a blessing so far. I thank God every day for giving me this opportunity to enjoy the last decade of my life, or who knows how many years I have left. But giving me the opportunity to enjoy, make so many new friends on the YouTube channel. You guys, thank you so much for all you guys who have subscribed in the past, been with us since the beginning, and all you new subscribers who are just joining the channel the last few months. Thank you so much. And until next time.